You are listening to the MVP Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Talkin Tech. Name's Danny, and during these episodes, we are going to be discussing indie tech and how you should apply it to your agency today. Just so you guys know, these episodes are always going to be recorded. The reason they're going to be recorded is the guests that I bring on, if they are currently with a solution that can be used by other agencies, I'd like them to demonstrate it. So this is recorded. Please go check out the recording to see a short demonstration of the solution here today. So I want to do a quick intro. Andre, hey, he's someone that I've got to know through working over at Agency Zoom, and man, he's a hard worker, and he just made this move to now has spread his wings, and I personally, I'm extremely happy for him because the indie tech is kind of a niche, right? And we need more people in it, and I love what he's doing and the value that he brings. So what's up, Andre?
Hey, Danny, thanks for having me on. Appreciate the intro. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This is going to be a good one. So I'm pumped for this. But
let's get
it. So what I always like to do is give the listener exactly like, hey, what are we going to be talking about today? So Andre, real quick, just, hey, give the agent, what are they going to get out of this episode today?
Yeah. So today, what I hope the agents can get is how to gain a competitive edge by providing a better customer experience, right? How are you going to create loyalty by giving your customers digital convenience, especially in the world as it is now after COVID? That's what everyone wants in all the other industries. They're providing ways for people to self-service. So, it's only right that the insurance industry follows and gives that ability for digital convenience and self-servicing.
Love it. And just to clarify, you are over at the Insurance Agent app, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, love it. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into a brief portion of your history. Not like I always tell listeners, we're not going to dive too in depth into that, right? Because we want everyone to get value out of these sessions right away, and hey, go into your daily life there. So, all right, man. So I got to start off with this because when I first met you, I didn't know that you did this, Andre. That guys. Andre runs his own merchandise, right? Is that correct?
Correct. Yep. The name of it is Creme Designer.
Yeah, Creme Designer. Real quick, I want to show it. I was all excited. I was telling him beforehand, right in here. My wife has a sweatshirt as well, and she loves it. She does wear it all the time. Do talk about that a little bit. Is it like a passion of yours, or like what's going on there?
Yeah, definitely a passion of mine. So the way it started is a friend of mine. We started a company together. Wanted a really like classy name, like how there's like Gucci's, the Dior's. So we came up with Creme, and I came from the cream of the crop, creme de la creme. In reality, it started as a way for us to wear our own clothes, but it became more than that. Something that we can put on when you want to present your best self. And that's kind of what we've been running with ever since.
Yeah, I never even thought about it that way. Wear like my own brand. That's I'm not cool enough to do stuff like that. So I've like shirts from like 10 years ago. So no, that's awesome, man. So I think the audience should know, guys. Andre and I, we met over at Agency Zoom. Again, a little background. I started my career in indie tech over at Agency Zoom. That's where I had met Andre. And Andre, tell us a little bit about your experience at Agency Zoom.
Yeah, so Agency Zoom was actually the second job I had out of college. And no exaggeration, but it literally did change my life.
Love it.
didn't even know about independent insurance. I didn't know about any of that stuff. But, going over to Agency Zoom just kind of opened that door for me. And I just started noticing all the, crazy tech that's out there, just even on a basic level, just the fact that um, going with an independent insurance agent can really protect you from a lot of risk, right? So
Yeah.
just opened my mind to that whole world, and I just fell in love with it ever since. But fast forward, Agency Zoom, that's where I met you, of course, and then we got
Yeah.
acquired. Loved it the whole time there, just a little bit different from, pre-acquisition to post-acquisition.
Acquired by Vertifor, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Agency Zoom got acquired by Vertifor. And really what that did was it just gave it so much more power to be what it can be. Updates are coming faster, things like that, more of a presence in the market. So it was really a good ride. And I feel like for me personally, I'm glad that's where I was introduced to the industry at, because I learned so much in a short period of time.
Yeah, guys, I can attest to that. Definitely learned a boatload from my experience over at Agency Zoom, and it's awesome to hear Andre here think the same thing. And dude, now you're spreading your wings, dude. I said that before, but you're not part of the Agency Zoom team anymore.
Mhm.
But now you're going out and you're exploring here, and you're at the insurance agent app. So you just started, right?
Yeah, I actually just started this month in August.
Awesome. I hate to ask, but like, has it just been crazy right now? Like so much.
Well, it's really different. I'm happy to be back in the startup environment.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it. I know you can attest to that as well.
Yeah.
Really happy for the opportunity to, like you said, spread my wings. Agency Zoom is great, and they're doing amazing things over there. But kind of wanted to make a name for myself in the industry, and an opportunity came up with the insurance agent app, and I feel like it was a pretty good fit, and that's how I ended up here. Just long story short.
Love it, man. Love it. So like, dude, tell us a little bit about the insurance agent app.
Yeah, so insurance agent app, of course, not biased, but amazing app. It's a client-facing app, right? And
You're not
what
biased here. You're good. You go right in, man.
yeah, okay. Obviously, I'm biased, but yeah, it's a great app. Um, it's customer facing though, right? So think
Yeah.
about how with the captives and the directs, Geico has an app,
Mhm.
Progressive has an app, things like that, right? So their customers are used to doing business on a mobile app, right? And
Yeah.
they put a lot of energy into their apps. And if you go on the App Store right now, you'll see that Geico has about 3.5 million reviews. That's not
Wow.
downloads, that's reviews, right?
3.5 million reviews.
Exactly, right?
Wow.
But if you go over to some of the independent carriers, like let's say Erie, and I'm not throwing shade at Erie, I'm actually insured by Erie. So I want to
Yeah.
put that out there.
Yeah, there
uh,
you go, Erie. Shout out. That was free right
yeah,
there.
free shout
No.
out to Erie, not throwing shade at you guys, right? But if you go over to like the captives, like not excuse me, not captives, independents like Erie and others,
Yeah.
they might have a mobile app, but you'll see that it's not nearly as advanced as maybe the Geicos are, and you
Hmm.
won't see nearly as many reviews. So I said 3.5 million for Geico. For Erie, I want to say it's about 100 or something like that, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So why do you think that is, Danny? I'm just gonna ask you that question.
No, I did like thinking about that. It seems like they aren't as engaged with their insureds. Like they just don't like they're like insured with them. It's like, oh, great, renewal comes around, and then or like when a claim happens, that's when they're there. But like they're not always engaged with their customer.
Absolutely, because you know what, when it comes to the independent carriers, they're not in charge of the customer per se, right?
Mm,
The
right,
agency is in charge, right? So
right.
they'll freely admit that, hey, the agency owns that relationship. Those clients are more likely to download the agency's app than they are to download the carrier's app. So for that reason is why they don't have, they haven't put as much into as maybe the Geicos of the world. So long story short, where I'm getting at is, why would you want to connect your clients to the carriers if you don't need to, especially
Right.
when you own that relationship, right?
Right.
Um, Obviously, there's a need for digital convenience out there. And like I mentioned, the agency owns that relationship. So with the insurance agent, that what we really believe is putting the agency at the point where, you know, they can get access 24/7. Their customers can do business really easily from a mobile app, kind of moving forward into the future. Not everything needs to be handled by a phone call, right?
Yeah. Andre, I love that, man. I know you were talking about what we were going to take away from this was a better customer experience, and I think that's what you're leading into here, right? And
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I mean, like from being on the buying end, right? I'm going to take my experience, being in insurance today. I was with a State Farm, got in an accident. They had an app. We filled out everything on the app, which I thought was actually great. It made it easy for me to file the claim. It was a very confusing time, had never done that before in my life. But the agent, okay, I understand it's captive, right? But the agent was not really as involved in that process. And a lot from what I've been told from other independent agents out there is that independent agents are there when you need it, right? And they help guide you through the entire process. So I'm bringing up the app and that together because why wouldn't you have an app for your agency, right? I mean, we're getting to the point now where that's expected. Okay. A lot of the argument is, you know what, Danny, no one's going to use an app for insurance. That's not true. We're getting to the point where the consumer is expected for you to provide an experience like that. And, Andre, I know that's what you're getting into today. I love that. Dude, that's awesome. So, I guess tell us a little bit more about that. And what we'll do there is, as you talk a little bit more about that, we'll go in to you doing a quick demonstration of the app itself.
Yeah, of course. So you mentioned it right there. It's all about that customer experience. Like I
Yeah.
mentioned, I'm biased, so I'm going to tell you all day insurance agent app, right? But
Right.
in reality, it's more about the customer journey, right? Being
Yep.
able to put yourself in your customer's shoes from the
Yep.
point they're a lead all the way through that renewal and so on and so forth, right?
Right.
Is it easy for them to contact you? How fast are you getting back to them? If they just need something real quick or if they need to access their documents, is it relatively easy to access their documents or do they need to reach out to you for that?
Right. I
So
love
that's
that.
yeah, that's where solutions like this come into play because of course, the agency is at the forefront of that relationship, right? Um, but at the end of the day, some people might not like to, deploy something that's customer facing or an app because they feel like they're missing out on a touch point. But in reality, if you think about it, that is the ultimate touch point, right? You literally just put a tool in your client's hand that empowers them and gives them all their information, access to all their documents in one spot. Now,
Right.
every time they open this app, hey, I'm working with my agent right now. I didn't talk to him on the phone, but that's who I sent the request to and I got the request answered right back to my app. So definitely not missing out on that touch point, providing that digital convenience, which is that competitive edge in these days, definitely.
Yeah, and guys, and just to let my background, Andre's background, we are not insurance agents, okay? We haven't been in insurance. So if you want to disqualify us right now, whatever. But we've been in insurance technology for a while. We basically just listen to what agencies tell us. So
Every
Andre is literally sometimes when you're not in the world of the other person, like you pay attention more. Like Andre pays attention. And a lot of the key things that he brought up there about the customer journey, how it could, if you think about it differently, that could actually be the app itself could be a better touch point than what you're currently doing today, which I mean, in the way that you're talking, I think you're thinking of the way of the future, like how we should be doing, or how an insurance agent should be doing things in the future. Which is, I mean, it's awesome, man, and I love that you think that way today,
yeah.
right? So, dude, let you know what? Let's go ahead. For those of you who are watching this recording, we're going to do a demo. So, Andre, go ahead if you can, like, share your screen and,
Okay.
just kind of just briefly walk us through the app itself.
Okay, awesome. And guys, I want to let you guys know. So what I'm going to do here is our online demo. We have an online demo you can do right on our website, insuranceagentapp.com. But if you have, specific questions or you want to take a look at what this looks like for your agency, you could always schedule a formal demo and we'll drill down on how this would apply to your specific agency. But nonetheless, if you just want to play around with this, you can do the same thing that I'm doing here at insuranceagentapp.com.
And I can go ahead, I can scan that QR code, right, as I'm watching this. I love it.
So what's going to happen if you do that is it'll actually pull up on your phone so you can run through the app on your phone, right?
That's great. Heck yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get that started, right? So here we go. So what we're looking at here is the home screen. And before we even get there, I do want to let you guys know, I know a lot of agencies find this pretty cool, is you can actually have your own custom app icon for your agency, right?
Like a white label, right?
Exactly. So white label, the name is still going to say insurance agent though, and that's actually a good thing. So that's going to be there for searchability. This isn't something that your clients use every day like Facebook or Instagram. So in their time of need, when they're looking for you, insurance is very universal. They're going to be able to find you very easily. But nonetheless, you are able to have your own branding. So here's the homepage, the agency tab, same concept here. You can have your own branding on this homepage. And what we're looking at up here are the different communication tools, right? So you can call, text, email, they can visit your website. Clicking this button over here allows them to refer your agency to anyone they might come across, right? Let's say
two parents, awesome.
Yeah, let's say two parents are at a game, one parent's like, hey, paying way too much for insurance. Who's your guy? You can trust that person to remember when they get home to send that information, or they can pull out the app right then and there, send it right in front of them, right? So what happens is they click that button, we'll pull up any messaging app on their phone and pre-fill that referral message in there so they can go ahead and contact your agency. So that's what's going on there. Same concept for team members. They can actually refer individual team members within your agency.
Awesome.
A big part of this is being able to streamline your service request, right? So right over here, you'll see two buttons, certificate request and change request. Cool thing about these is that, you're still getting your service request as normal, right? But you're streamlining how they're coming in. Right now, the problem is you might be in the middle of working with another client. You'll get a phone call for a certificate or a change. And that might interrupt the flow of your day a little bit, but why not streamline those requests and be able to prioritize them accordingly?
That's right.
So what we're doing here is, let's say in the case of a cert request, you can actually pick the specific policy that you're requesting. You're requesting that certificate for.
Yeah.
And here you can determine when you need that by, along with any kind of notes or documents. And what that really is doing is giving the agency as much information as needed up front, so they're not having to reach back out to get additional information before they complete that request, right?
Right.
So that's in the case of a cert request. Same concept, however, for a change request. They can go ahead and select a specific policy and then go ahead and add any additional information, any documents that might go along with that. In this case, it's an ID card. So a lot of different options in here to be able to streamline those requests.
Yeah, I want to stop right here real quick and cover, Andre, for everyone that's watching or listening to this still. As I see here, the fact that you could put the logo, again, I'm a culprit. I'm only thinking about insurance when renewal comes up.
Exactly.
What it is. But even if I were to view it, right, it makes me think of the agency. One thing that I read it's called like 170 closing techniques. I'll actually put that in the description of the book that I was reading here. But there's one thing that I remember, and was talking about an insurance agent, and the insurance agent, why they were so great at generating referrals is because they were always staying in touch with their client, right? It wasn't just sell, no other point of contact, right? And I know listeners know that, right? You have automation today, you send out postcards, you do those sort of things. But this is another way to stay in their brain, right? Because they are on their phone every single day, period. So again, that's another way to just, hey, look and like, oh yeah, I know that guy, this person just had this conversation with me. I'm going to refer them over to the agent, and it could be easy business for you. So just wanted to shout that out there real quick.
Yeah, that's a good point. Being able to stay at top of mind and being present, you don't necessarily even have to do anything for them, but just being a presence there, knowing that they can rely on you when they need you is going to speak volumes, right? And that's how you get people to be loyal to you and your agency. So that's a very good call out right there.
Love it, man.
Yeah. So, a couple of things we talked about just now, the communication buttons over here, then we have the ability for cert and change request, but we also have the ability to access your carriers in here. So what this screen would be in your client's app is the carriers that you're appointed with.
Awesome.
Now, what this is going to be good for is for bill pay and claims. If we don't have those carriers, what we do is we actually generate this information in here for you. So let's say in the case of Safeco. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I guess the online option doesn't do this, but let's say in the case of Safeco, right? What we would see there is the bill pay portal, bill pay phone number, as well as the claim and claim portal as well. So, yeah. So, if you're having your clients file claims or pay bills directly to the carriers, they're still able to access that all in one spot. And if you're having trouble with people making payments a little bit later, they can actually opt in to have automatic payment reminders as well.
Love it.
So that's a little bit of what's going on here. But my favorite part on this home screen is down here, right? These are preferred app icons, and you can choose up to 8. And it really is, depends on what you find valuable, right? Sometimes what we see in here are Google review links, we'll see a Calendly link, so someone can schedule on your calendar. If you have a form, like a job form or something like that, that you send out for renewals, you can put that there as well, and they can just go in there, fill out that form, and it goes directly to wherever you're storing that information.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, great, man. Dude, this is wonderful. Dude, just wrap it up. Your whole spiel on the app. Like, I'm the agent, like, give it to me. What is this gonna do?
Do for your agency?
Yeah, like what is it gonna do, man? What is it gonna do for here?
It really is giving you that competitive edge, right? There's agencies out there that don't believe in staying in front of their customers, and I really don't understand that, right?
Yeah.
Especially when there's so many tools out there, whether it's a CRM or an app that actually help you stay in front of your customers. This is helping you stay in front of your customers. You're giving them the support they need in their time of need. And I really haven't even got into, the claims reporting or storing their ID cards in here, right? You're giving them all their necessary tools that they would normally have to reach out to you every time they need something, all in one spot. And every time they click on this app, you know who they're thinking of? Thinking about your agency. My agent has this. My agent has an app. My agent was really easy to work with. It was easy for me to file this claim with my agent, right? That's what it's doing for your agency.
Dude, I love it. That's great. And you kind of like sprinkled a little like interest there, like, oh, hey, this. So guys, if you want to check out the rest of it, you got to sign up for a demo. We'll do that at the end, like how to contact Andre, schedule a demo here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of just make this us again here real quick. And Andre, like, appreciate the demo. And how I always like to end this is I want you to give the listener a couple of pieces of technology out there, because again, this is all about tech and how to better your agency here today. Give us a couple out there that you think are starting to make some headway here.
Okay. So one that I've been hearing about a lot lately, even my last few months at Agency Zoom, is Canopy Connect.
Oh yeah, definitely heard about them.
Yeah, I didn't know much about them at first, but I actually did some research, and of course I've asked agents about it. But based on what they're doing, it seems like they're doing a really good job out there, and that's another way of modernizing your agency. It's not necessarily taking shortcuts, but when you can be efficient in different areas, it allows areas for you to grow your agency, right? So if you're not spending your whole day doing repetitive tasks, menial labor, right? That's how you grow. You have more time to focus on what's next instead of putting out fires all the time. So definitely a Canopy Connect, something I can say.
Canopy Connect's awesome. They're doing wonderful things with data. I actually use Canopy Connect. Mitch, who I'm insured with right now, he sent me over a link, put in my carrier information, boom, sent him over all of my vehicle information, and I got a quote in like a couple of days. It was great. They're doing awesome things with data.
Yeah. So that's the I'll just do one for now then. That's one that I definitely feel like you should check out. But in reality, I think that any way that you can find or create efficiencies in your agency, it's important to take a look at. But one piece of advice that I would give is don't just go out there just buying things because they're cool or your friend told you that they have it. You can't, what would you say?
Shiny object syndrome, right?
Exactly. Shiny object.
Yeah.
It might work for your friend down the street, but also what does their tech stack look like, right? His or her tech stack look like, right? You got to find what works for your current state, where you're going to be as well, and what matches up with the technology you have in place. You don't want to be working out of several different dashboards all day. That's literally the truth right there.
Yeah, that's amen to that. Andre, this was awesome, man. And guys, just so y'all know, this was Andre's first session here today, and he absolutely crushed it. Guy gets it. He knows his stuff. Even running through the quick demo here. I mean, guys, he's only been here at the Insurance Agent app for a couple weeks. I mean, this guy knows his stuff. So, Andre, I appreciate you hopping on here today. And guys, at the end of the day, we discuss indie tech, how it's going to impact your agency. So thanks for listening, and catch you on another episode. Peace.